Welcome to another Tuesday Tea Talk. And I hope that those of you who are watching us, that you've got yourself a cup of tea or something nice and warm, and that you're going to give these 10 minutes to yourself, because today we are starting another of our regular conversations that will help us to be more self-aware parents, because we believe that who we are as parents matters much more than how we parent. So today's topic is a topic that Terri and I love talking about, and it's the topic of perfectionism. Yes.
So glad not to be alone.
Oh no, yeah, we are definitely not alone. And just to sort of kind of get us all on the same page about perfectionism, what do we mean by that? So perfectionism, as defined by the work of Dr. Brené Brown, is the 20-ton shield that we put on ourselves when we believe that who we are is not good enough. And we then put an edited version of ourselves, which is this shield, in hope that we will avoid criticism and judgment of others.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the perfectionism.
The edited version.
Yes.
And it is exhausting trying to keep that edited version up.
Yes.
Right? Because, and I can feel it, right? We're definitely trying to outrun any judgments or criticisms that might be hurled our way, either from other people or
ourselves.
Maybe even ourselves,
Maybe.
Right? I'm glad you said it first.
Absolutely. I think, we talked about what does trigger us, what gets us into this state where we think that we need to put that armor on. And I think one thing is, for me, is when I'm feeling that I'm not good enough. Maybe my life is too busy. Maybe I feel I haven't handled something right. So the messages of I'm not committed enough. I'm not dedicated enough. I'm not loving enough. I'm not caring enough. I'm not patient enough. So those are the messages that are triggered by the circumstances that I experience and I believe. But I think there's another trigger, which is when our children, when they experience difficulties.
Yeah. We recognize that they're struggling in something with their homework, or they're navigating the world and trying to figure out, how to dress and what to wear. And when they don't get it right, we're sort of like, we go to this really dark place. We fast forward 20 years where they're never going to graduate high school. They're never going to get into university. And my husband calls it, the living under the bridge.
Okay.
We start getting into this fear mode.
Yes.
I'm so anxious. And so when I get into that space, that fear is all about the future. And I just go into lockdown mode in the present.
Yeah. Yes, we start. That's definitely one of the signs that when I notice I need to check in with myself and see if I have. I usually start from that place that there is not enough. It's the scarcity bit, like living under the bridge. So he's not keen about his homework, therefore he doesn't have working habits, and that will translate in him never finishing blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So definitely that sense of scarcity is one of the signs for me to stop and think if I'm putting perfectionism on as well. And what else shows up for you? How do you know that you are that you've armored up?
I've armored up when you saw me do this when I was talking, right? When literally my body, I feel it tense.
Yeah.
Like it literally goes on lockdown, like I've got to control this.
Yeah.
The criticism, when I find that I'm criticizing myself or my child, that I'm really, they walk into the room and all I'm doing is looking and thinking, what do I need to fix?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And it starts from something specific, a specific struggle that then becomes such a huge thing. And because it's, they are not doing things perfectly, suddenly, the desire to control is also desire to put this, the perfectionism on them. So like, if they are to be an A student, they have to, wake up at 5 o'clock, they have to take, take 5 extracurricular activities and be great sportsmen and do this. Do you know what I mean? Like, we kind of see like, if it doesn't look like that, then it's wrong.
Mm-hmm. I want to add on to that comment you made about, if it doesn't look like that, right? And that, where does that come from? It's some external expectation.
Yes, external.
Yes.
But also what I found that oftentimes we have unconscious expectations of ourselves, of a perfect mother or a perfect father, and how do they do things. And then sometimes we compare our reality to these moments, and we do not fare well against those unrealistic expectations.
Who would? Of course.
Absolutely. It's, as we say, perfectionism, in Brené's work, she talks about it's a process addiction. The more we fail, the more we experience difficulties or judgment or criticism, which is also can be a self-criticism, the more we try to do it. So I think it would be good to just to sort of say, I know that I can do that, but I also know that I can do, what we talk about as healthy striving. When I'm actually trying to do all these things, trying to be caring, loving, patient mother, be that, doing all the lovely things that I want to do, but I come from a totally different place.
Yes, I can tell. So here's my tell for this one.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I've moved out of healthy striving and into perfectionism, when I start thinking, what will people think?
Yeah.
So if the handwriting is messy on the homework and I'm, rather than letting it go, I'm thinking, what is the teacher going to think about this work? Or, the way they've dressed to go out somewhere, what are people going to think? What are they going to think about my child? What are they going to think about me as a parent?
Yeah. Absolutely. And this is the bit where we need to, I think all of these signs, are just the kind of signals to us to say, there's another way. We need to move from that into healthy striving. And I find a conversation with my husband and just voicing it, like, like the last time that happened when, we were really kind of going through a period where we were criticizing our child a lot. And then it just, in one moment, I think it was just looking at him as I was saying something, minor, but I just kind of looked at him and I realized, my God, this is, you can't do that. And just then, that moment was a signal for me to kind of say, okay, I don't want to be this parent. And then having a conversation and digging deep, like, why am I doing it? What, I remember asking my husband, what is the fear? What do we fear about this?
Right. Exactly.
And then having that honest conversation. And the fears often link back to our own things, from our own life.
Right. What we feel, what we weren't good at, and I can prevent you and save you from this. I know, and I can save you from this.
Yeah. Or I haven't done that, or I haven't, maybe you feel as a parent, like, we are humans. We have done things, not perfectly, we haven't traveled from birth to here in a kind of straight trajectory. We have gone in zigzag lines and all around. And obviously we have our ups and downs. And I think that's, that fear of, like, when you see something that they're doing and you automatically take that to mean and you know that you've done it, and then you automatically mean, okay, that means that they're not going to do what I haven't done.
Right.
And that's also a fabulous, this is where the conversation comes in, you know, let's just talk about what do we fear, and owning it. And when, you know, I think that conversation changes the way we then move from perfectionism, if that was the shield we took, into healthy striving and being there in the present.
Yeah. So the takeaways that I'm hearing are this self-awareness around knowing what your fears are, knowing what your expectations are.
Oh, huge.
For yourself as a parent and your children. Knowing what your signals are that you've shifted into perfectionism. Is it the criticism? Is it the contraction? Is it the controlling? And being aware in the moment, if you can get yourself to catch yourself in the moment, or at least after the moment.
Absolutely.
And to start circling back to it and having a conversation with somebody and saying, what was behind that? In the hopes that maybe we can catch ourselves a little sooner next time.
Absolutely. And the good thing about parenting, we are doing it, you know, 24/7. So we have many opportunities to, you know, mess it up and do it, you know, do it right.
Brilliant.
And just one last thing to add to that is also knowing if you have I'm not enough messages and what they look like. You have to do work yourself in order to show up in a way you want to show up for your kid.
Yeah. Gosh, 10 minutes goes fast when you're talking about perfectionism. You know?
That is true. That is true. So we are on the top of 10 minutes, or
we are.
All right, excellent. Well, I would love to then invite our group to tell us about how do you experience perfectionism? How does it show up in your life? How do you know when you are triggered into that, and just, you know, ask us any questions about it, because this is a deep topic. So let's keep talking.
And you're not alone.
And you're not alone. Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching us, and we'll look forward to the next one.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Terri.